Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Jedi Knights Watch. My name is Graham, and this is Sixth Scale Symposium, Episode 3. Welcome, everyone, to the show. Just a little intro here. Man, I am beat. I spent all night pretty much. My two daughters, they're both switching to different cribs or beds. They're going from the crib to the bed. So I had to take the old crib apart, move my oldest half crib, half bed to her room, and then put together the new one. I finished like 15 minutes ago. My back's killing me. I'm all sweaty and smelly. So we'll see how long we go tonight, but it's good to be here again for week 3 of Sixth Scale Symposium. What is up, Daniel? Thank you so much for watching, sir. I always enjoy hanging out with you, so I appreciate you coming on and being a part of the watch. So, before we get going here, we just have some news and notes. I want to talk about Boba Fett episode 3, and then the main event, if you will, is pretty much going to be: do you pre-order figures, or should you pre-order figures, and why or why not? And then we'll kind of see how much time we have here. Um, Something that I want to do for video wise is I kind of want you guys to send me your collections so that I can see, what everybody out there has for a display. Because I always like searching YouTube for new collection tours. And I think it would be cool if you guys could send me kind of what your display looks like. So maybe on a show, I could just post pictures or videos and just talk about what I like about your display and just kind of have a hangout in that aspect as well. So I think that'd be a lot of fun. We have prime time reviews here. He says, "Yo, what's up? Thank you so much for stopping in." Let's just start here with the news and notes of the week. Since last week, since we last hung out, we're gonna start with some bad news. I have not gotten my Wonder Woman 84 golden armor yet, and I am getting a little nervous. I think I no, I ordered her from eBay from one of the trusted eBay sellers overseas, Tim Sent. I think that's his store is called. And I ordered that on New Year's. It shipped on the 3rd, and it's now the 18th, and I still don't have it. It is in the States supposedly, but there has been no update for like 5 days. So I'm getting a little nervous. I'm getting a little antsy. I'm getting a little jealous of seeing everybody else's photos of their Wonder Woman, and I'm still sitting here waiting. I was really hoping I was going to be reviewing that figure today or this week and getting it out later this week, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So I'll keep you guys posted on if I get that. But yeah, that's definitely a bummer. The next thing is Iron Man Mark 47 is back in stock at Sideshow. If anybody didn't know, it went waitlist just last week, and Sideshow pulls another one where, oh, we must have found extra stock or something happened, and oh, we have it back in. So uh, apparently that is back. So if you missed out and you were a little salty that maybe you missed out again, it is back in stock. So check that out on Sideshow. Prime Time says, "Did you get the Boba 2-pack?" I'm actually going to talk about that a little bit later in the show. I haven't yet, and I'll tell you why. It's kind of goes hand in hand with the Book of Boba Fett episode 3. So I will talk about that pretty shortly here. The next thing that I kind of wanted to talk about was, as some of you guys know, I have the Iron Man Mark 85, the clean version. I couldn't wait for the battle damage, so I just wound up getting the clean just so I could kind of have one in my collection. But then I got battle damage Thanos, and now I'm kind of like, ugh, I really want that battle damage 85. So I was just browsing around on eBay because obviously you can't get it in the States yet. And man, obviously, so I was looking to sell mine and then pick up the other one, and I knew I would take a hit. I mean, it's obviously everybody wants the battle damage version right now. So look at this though, like this is kind of the bids right now that's going on. So if you don't have Mark 85 and you don't mind getting the clean version, I guess what I'm trying to say is now's the time to pick them up because you can get a hell of a discount. $300 with one bid. Yes, there's 3 days left, but here we go. We got buy it now for $380. So this thing retails for like $426. Plus you're going to pay $20 for shipping plus tax. So some of these are pretty low. But the main thing that I want to show you is if we go to the sold listings, let's take a look at this. So 375 and somebody accepted the best offer. So below 375, 350, 325 and an offer was accepted. Like, holy cow. So like I want to sell mine so I can get the battle damage, but man, I'm going to lose my ass. So I don't think I can do that. Somebody brand new for 420. Oh, yeah, so this one's battle damage right here. So, man, so I just want to let you guys know there are deals to be had out there with the Iron Man 85 clean version. If that's something that you're interested in, you could pick that up for pretty cheap, pretty far under retail right now. And there's one more thing that happened within the last week, and it is the Tank Assault Stormtrooper. We got that thing released, and I'd be curious to see what you guys think about that in the comments. And if you're gonna get it, I well, I guess I'll give you my thoughts and let you know if it's something I'm gonna get. Yeah, but it's the Tank Commander Trooper. So I love the color scheme here that they went with, and this is from Rogue One. And apparently it was supposed to be released a long time ago, but then they shelved the idea and then he finally got released. So I'm not sure exactly. That was kind of before I was collecting. But taking a look at some of the pictures here, I think he looks really cool. This helmet is interesting to me. I really like the design. I like these, like, I don't know. I don't know what you'd call them, but I've heard people call them mandibles. Justin's collection calls them mandibles, almost like vents or whatever. But it's pretty much going to be a mash between the shore trooper and then you have a new helmet. So like the pants are pretty much the same. This whole upper body part is going to be the same. The boots or the shin guards are going to be the same. So they really just did a different paint application and then a few extra parts, a different belt and a different helmet, and you got your tank trooper, your tank assault trooper. But I that doesn't take away from it. I'm that's a great idea because you just had a lot of the same molds, but now you have a new trooper and he looks pretty sweet. I love the gray and this like off-white color. And the detail in the armor is pretty sick. Like we got all these nicks and scratches and the weathering, and you can even see some like pitting going on. I like it a lot. Am I gonna get it? Maybe, but I don't think this is one that I think I have to get right now. He only comes with this blaster as well. He doesn't come with a whole lot, so some hands and then the blaster. And then he's got like this, almost looks like Miami Hurricanes logo, but it's actually I think like a rank mark where he ranks. But I like the colors look like like it's like a gunmetal, I guess, with this off white. I think it looks super cool. The nice thing about these stormtroopers, they have this elastic under clothing here that just really helps you pose them. They can get into a lot of different types of poses and you're not going to have problems with them. So, yeah, this guy's pretty cool. He's not available on Sideshow yet, but I think his retail is 230, which isn't bad. I mean, especially now that we're getting into all of these 280, 290, $300 figures. So, if you're into troopers, this is definitely one you got to pick up. I'm not too much into them, but I think this would look cool with the shore troopers. So I'd love to hear kind of what you guys think about that. Oh, Daniel says he's got his on pre-order. Loves the troopers. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but this one's pretty much like I can't remember what it's called. In the Mandalorian season 2, where we first see Mando take his helmet off and he goes undercover. It's the same helmet, I believe, but he's more of like a greenish color. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's kind of like the same style of trooper. Kyle in the house, what's up? I got lucky on eBay 2 weeks ago. Scored a Chewbacca for $398 after tax and shipping. Considering Han and Chewie for $1,000 on eBay, not bad. I actually saw, if anybody out there is looking for Chewbacca, I don't know. As of last night, there was one for sale for $350. So again, check out for deals. If you search eBay and you search for like the newly listed, typically you can find those deals a little bit easier. But man, that's pretty good for Chewy. I think I paid like 450 for my Chewy. So yeah, Kyle, you did well there, buddy. Daniel, it fits with the Imperial aesthetic better than the Shore Trooper. You know, I really liked my Shore Trooper a lot, and I still do. But then I kind of look at these two, and I don't know if they have the Shore Trooper with them, but the helmet, it almost looks a little bit more attractive than the Shore Trooper. It looks a little bit more badass, in my opinion. So this is one that I'm probably going to eye up. Could this be one, that people kind of underrate and then it becomes a grail? I don't know. It's too early to tell, but you never know. Ah, well, Kyle says, I think this trooper will be slept on in Open Valley. There you go. So I guess we think the same thing there, Kyle. Yes, Daniel, the transport trooper, but they look a lot alike, right, if I'm correct, right? Yeah, this guy's cool. Again, he's not going to come with much, but I think that's why you're getting a lower price. But again, just the detail, like you can see the little weathering going on here, the paint chipping, just the detail that Hot Toys puts into these figures is so cool, and I think that's why we all just love them. It's a cool helmet. I don't know how much articulation you're going to get just because if this gets in the way, but I don't think that's going to matter. A lot of people are asking for a 1/6 scale tank now. I don't know where you'd put it. Excuse me. Yeah, he's pretty cool. I like the little backpack, and then his it's like the grenade. It's like attached to the belt now, so it's not always going to fall off when you're posing them. So that's really cool. Yeah, I think this one will be good. I think this one will be a sleeper as well. It'll go up in value, so I probably will get him once he's available. Daniel, he's holding out for a 1/6 scale Death Star. I wonder what the scale would be on that. And I wonder if it'd be fully operational. That'd be pretty sick. All right, so yeah, things might slow down a little bit for Hot Toys just because the Chinese New Year's coming up in the next couple weeks, so I think they take some time off for that. So, just I guess brace yourself for a little bit of a slow time coming up here, but I don't know, they've been picking it up lately, so that's good. But the last thing in the news and notes that I kind of wanted to bring up, so has anybody out there watched Peacemaker on HBO yet? It's a DC series, obviously from the character Peacemaker, played by John Cena from The Suicide Squad. Has anybody seen The Suicide Squad? It was pretty good. I liked it better than Suicide Squad. Not great, but it was fun. And I don't know, for some reason I didn't hear about Peacemaker until I think a week ago or something. And I'm like, oh, I'll take a look at that. And I started watching it, and I gotta say, guys, if you haven't seen it yet, you should go watch it because it's really entertaining. It's over the top, and it's really fun. There's a lot of swearing. It's not for kids. There's some nudity as well, and obviously violence. But John Cena, I never really gave him credit for being a good actor, but the dude does great in this so far. The first 3 episodes are out. He's super funny. Just the back and forth between him and the other characters is just hilarious. Like, I'm literally sitting there watching and laughing out loud at times. So, if you guys haven't seen Peacemaker, take a look at that. I didn't really like his character from the Suicide Squad, but then this kind of shows a deeper side of him and he becomes more likable. So, yeah, you kind of develop feelings for him. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, frog in my throat. So I apologize for that. Okay. So that's the news and notes, kind of just some of the things that have happened in the last week. Now for Book of Boba Fett. Has anybody not seen the 3rd episode yet? If you haven't, there might be spoilers, so go watch it and then come back. But I'd love to hear what you guys think about it in the comments below. Jeez, this could be a long show if I can't get that together. Kyle says, for your pre-order question, I wait until reviews on some. Like, I jumped on the Sideshow Grievous, and once those reviews came out, I jumped ship. Yeah, that's a good way of doing it too, and that might be why we don't want to pre-order, but there's no right or wrong. It's just kind of my thoughts on it and kind of what I do. So before we get into that, what do you guys think about Boba Fett so far? The Book of Boba. This last episode, not my favorite. In fact, it was probably my least favorite of the series or the mini series so far. I felt like they really took a step back, and it had some good things, but I think it kind of fell flat. And I'm hoping it was just like kind of one of those episodes that typically every series has. Mandalorian for season 2, it was the winter spiders, in my opinion, but there was just a lot I didn't like here. So I wasn't a fan of the Vespa biker gang. I call them the Vespa bikers because they got those shiny bikes that look like they're from Luca, the movie Luca. And they seemed forced into the series and they didn't really fit in. Like, I can't picture these guys being on Tatooine, like this desert planet where, everybody is almost like not poor, but I don't know, a little bit more down to earth, working class. They didn't really seem to fit. I don't know, just the way they look. But again, that's just me. But I know Boba's building his army, but I just wasn't a fan of them. And I also liked seeing Chrysanthemum with the brawl. Like, loved seeing him pull out Boba out of his Bacta tank, and that's actually like startled me. I didn't see that coming. But like, for what Chrysanthemum was doing to Boba Fett, like, he really would have like killed him at that point. Like, he would have crushed his bones. He's a Wookiee, right? And Boba Fett doesn't have any armor on. He's literally like almost naked, like caught off guard. I didn't buy it. I just thought Chrysanthemum would have just snapped his neck or broke his back pretty easily. So that was a little weird to me. And then when Chrysanthemum falls into the Rancor pit, Boba just kind of walks out, in his robe, unharmed, and it was just really weird. So, I wasn't a huge fan of that part, but I don't know. The CGI wasn't great. The chase scene with the mayor's little henchman and the Vespa bikes, like, I thought was slow. The CGI didn't look good. I didn't even think it needed to happen. Like, Boba Fett could have just like, he could have used his little rocket pack to get to the other side of town and just cut him off. I don't know. It wasn't the greatest episode. I did like seeing the Rancor, and I thought that was really cool. But it was weird too, like how the Hutts, and we'll probably figure this out later, but why they changed their mind and they just decided to like leave. And oh, here's a gift too, by the way. And oh, do what you want with Chrysanthemum. I don't know. It seemed a little rushed. Maybe like it didn't make sense why they would just change their mind so quickly. Maybe somebody bigger is out there that they're afraid of. I don't know, but I guess we'll see. Yeah, Daniel says episode 3 felt like it went very quickly. I agree. And that was the other thing, like right off the bat, I'm like, oh, we're getting the shorter episodes. So I'm not looking forward to that. But yeah, Tatooine's more rustic. These guys seem more like they'd be on like a planet that's all like city or, higher end type. How did the space Yeti get in the palace without anyone seeing him? That's a good point too. And then the Gamorrean guards like get manhandled, but again, he just would have like crushed them even more, in my opinion. Medic G, the third episode was meh. Some stuff I like, some stuff I didn't care. Yeah, I just hope excuse me. I just hope it picks up after this. And like, again, this was just the lull in the series. So I guess we'll kind of see. I didn't really see any like character development or new characters that I thought, we'd see figures from. I still think we're gonna get a Chrysanthemum. Does anybody out there have the 1/6 scale Sideshow Jabba the Hutt? I was actually looking at that on YouTube. I don't think I'm gonna be able to afford it, but that'd be kind of cool to have. So does anybody out there have that? Because it's tempting, but man, too expensive. Speaking of which, sidebar here. I so I just watched Snyder Cut Justice League the other day, and now I'm kind of getting into like the Justice League mood. So I'm kind of like pricing out Aquaman and the Flash. So I'm kind of watching a couple bids for them because I'd like to put a Justice League set up, especially when I have the Maju cases here. So if anybody has any that they want to like gift me or sell me, let me know. Whew. Daniel, you have the job of the hut. Is it worth the price of admission? Let me know. Yeah, he says it's freaking huge. I bet. I looked at the measurements. I'm like, man, I don't even know if I could like even it'd probably take up like my whole Maju case. So I don't know if I'd fit any characters around it. So I'll probably wait for now, but it is tempting. It looks like a cool piece. And it seems like there's a lot of swappable pieces, so a lot you can do with it. But yeah, so the next episode of Book of Boba comes out tomorrow. I hope it's a step up. It sucks that the Tusken Raiders got wiped out as well. I guess I kind of get why it had to happen. They kind of served their purpose, and now like let's move on from them. But I'm just thinking from here on out, there probably won't be too many flashbacks, but I could be wrong. I just hope the show doesn't let me down because it seems a little shallow so far. And Boba Fett, I understand his character's going through changes, but he seems soft and not like the Boba Fett that we knew before. So I'm a little concerned about that. I'm not overly worried, but just a little concerned. So I'm not going to panic yet. But I will say, compared to Peacemaker, that I'm finding myself caring more for those characters, and I'm kind of like there's a deeper connection between those characters, and I don't know. I feel like that's doing a better job. Is it one of the best shows out there? No, but I find myself like thinking about Peacemaker and some of the other characters, and just like wanting to watch more. So they're doing something right there. And Book of Boba Fett is as well. The last one wasn't great, so we'll just see kind of how that goes. All right, so the big question that we ask each other and ourselves a lot is, should you pre-order figures, and why or why not? Everybody kind of has their own way of doing things, but sometimes hearing out other people can maybe enlighten you or, make you think a certain way. So it's always just good to know both sides, why you should pre-order and maybe why you shouldn't. I used to pre-order a lot. Like, oh, I like that, pre-ordering it. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's fine. I'm not going to change my mind or anything like that. But then I found myself either I jumped the gun a little bit and I did change my mind, or maybe it came out and I just couldn't wait, so I bought it somewhere else and then I had to cancel. So you lose your non-refundable deposit when you do that. So that adds up over time. You're starting to lose, 20 to 30 bucks per figure that you don't get back. So, that's something I think you got to keep in mind. Pre-ordering Hot Toys is not like pre-ordering Funko, NECA, or even like Arcade 1-Up, where some of those you don't even have a chance to pre-order. Like you got to be on the computer at 3 a.m. when the pre-order hits, because you have literally like 10 minutes and then it's sold out. You have here a year and a half to pre-order. Very rarely does a figure go waitlisted before it's even released. In my collecting experience, I can maybe think of one figure, but I can't think of what it was specifically. It might have been, yeah, I can't remember, but I can only kind of like in the back of my head remember one. So for the most part, you're not going to lose out if you don't pre-order. Some people don't like Sideshow to kind of have their money tied up with them for long periods of time. Like Sideshow, you're taking a year and a half, 2 years sometimes to get me this figure. Why would I want to pay this off and just have you sitting on my money? Some people don't like that, and I can understand that. I'm the same way. Why would I want to pay full price and then wait 2 years when I can just put the deposit down and then collect something else that's already out? or maybe I don't pre-order at all and I just wait for it to come out. Those are things that I guess we got to kind of um, look at. The other rumor was that if you pre-ordered right away, day one, that you were first in line to get your figure when it released from Sideshow. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that's the case, because I've seen figures like Captain America, for example, where it was just all over the place who was getting it. People were like, I pre-ordered this in 2019, I still don't have it. And somebody was like, oh, I pre-ordered in 2020 and I have it. And there's no rhyme or reason to who gets it first. So you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it doesn't seem like there's any logical reason on who gets what. Excuse me, guys. I apologize, man. Just that tickle in the throat that won't go away. So basically, I used to pre-order and now I really don't. Again, that's if I change my mind or if I can get it sooner from overseas for a good price, I'll do it. Obviously, Wonder Woman has taken forever to get here. But just be careful. You don't get your deposit back when pre-ordering unless the figure is delayed. I have found if I cancel it once it's delayed, they do refund your non-refundable deposit. So keep that in mind. Things you got to think about. Overseas, you get it quicker, but you're probably going to pay more. It's not always certified. If something goes wrong with the figure, you do have that peace of mind with companies like Sideshow that they will take care of you. So, that's something you got to weigh as well. Do you want to jump on a limb and just buy from a eBayer that, you might get screwed? Or do you want to wait and get it from Sideshow and know that things are going to be okay? And we talked about Book of Boba Fett, that 2-pack that was released. And, the hype is real for that 2-pack. But for me, instead of jumping on and just pre-ordering it or spending all the huge bucks to get it, because that thing's going for like 600 plus right now, and it's selling out. And for good reason. It's a cool 2-pack. But I'm going to wait and see how the show ends. I want to see, I want to make sure the show obviously doesn't flop. I want to see if there's more announcements. Maybe that I'll want more. Maybe a different Boba Fett. Who knows? All I know is that I'm a budget collector. I'm a normal guy that works a job, does this as a hobby, and I have to be kind of picky with the figures that I get because of space and funds. So, I'm spending this money, this hard-earned money on these figures. So there's some guys out there that can just get each one that comes out, and man, I commend that. That's awesome. But I have one Boba Fett, so I got to be picky if I'm going to get another one. And while the 2-pack looks cool, I love the kind of the battle damage look to it. I'm not the huge fan of the Tusken Raider robes. It has a lot more meaning now, but again, I want to see if something else comes out better, like towards the end of the show, something a little bit even more meaningful. So again, like if I pre-ordered, well, I made that commitment and I can't get that money back. But if I kind of just wait, it doesn't hurt me any. I can get it from Sideshow still. I can get it from eBay. You can probably get it from Toys Wonderland or Pop Collectibles. I don't need all my figures day one, but again, Captain America or Pennywise, for example, the wait is just so long. And if you pre-order them, you're waiting 2+ years. Pennywise was announced before I even collected. I think Captain America was as well. But, so you pre-order, it's released from Hong Kong, but then you're still waiting another 2 to 5 months for Sideshow just to get it in stock. So by not pre-ordering, you kind of keep your options open, if something comes available sooner. Another reason I don't pre-order is again, the Book of Boba Fett, for example, we had the first dud episode. So if the show fails completely, which I don't think it will, you may change your mind on if you want that figure. What if the hype dies down? Or, I want to see if the show turns out before I kind of commit, and just kind of keep my options open, or, in case my opinions change and stuff like that. But in the end, I guess it depends on what's important to you and what your preferences are. Some people want to save money and are okay waiting. Others want it right away and they don't mind spending a little bit more of a premium for it. So you just got to decide what's right for you. But for example, too, I got on the Back to the Future hype, and I like the movie and whatnot, but at this point I'm like, it doesn't fit into my collection. Like, I don't know, like I don't like it enough to spend the money on getting both figures. While they look cool and I pre-ordered like all 4 of them, I've already canceled one, and I might cancel the other 3 too. And my mind might change. So I pre-ordered them already. So I'm just like, well, I might as well wait since they're already pre-ordered just to see if my mind changes again. Maybe they get delayed and then I can cancel and get my money back. That's an option too. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I used to pre-order. Now I don't because I like to keep my options open. Wonder Woman 84, the golden armor, was the first figure I pre-ordered. I waited forever for it. It became available overseas. I canceled my Sideshow pre-order, got my non-refundable deposit back, and supposedly she's on her way now, but it's taking so long. So we'll see. But I don't expect Sideshow to get it for another 2 to 3 months. So Medic G says he stopped pre-ordering. I just wait until the figure releases. You don't really lose anything by doing that. Again, these figures, they just don't go waitlist, right away. You at least, I would say, have like a month when they come out on Sideshow before they're going to be gone. I would say at least. If it's like an Avengers Endgame figure, man, those things are sitting. You probably got all the time in the world to get those because the hype has just died down from that. Yeah, the wait is so long. I wish Hot Toys would really get their figures out like within 6 months, maybe a year tops. But man, it's just by the time it comes out, some of this stuff is like we're already on to the next thing. But Daniel says he usually pre-orders to make sure he gets it. A lot of the better military figures sell out fast. The majority of my business is through secondary retailer, not Sideshow. Me too. Like most of my stuff, I actually buy on eBay, whether it's stuff that was out before I started collecting or even stuff that's coming out now. You just got to have those trusted sellers. Hawk Wars Toys is the guy I buy from the most, Ray. And the nice thing about him is he's really close to my location, probably like an hour and a half away. And he's really good at shipping right away. So like if you buy it that day, he'll ship it that day if possible. Otherwise, he ships it the next day, and then I get it the day after that, just because he's so close to me. So that's really awesome. And then again, Tim Sent 88, I think on eBay is another one I bought a couple figures from. But I've done a video on what to look for when buying from eBay, so you guys can watch that too. There's a lot of good tips there, stuff that I kind of learned the hard way. But make sure you're looking at their previous feedback. Make sure you're looking at the description. If it's very vague, ask questions, and look at what it's selling, what it has sold for, so you're not just paying a extremely high amount, because all those asking prices, like, they're just too high. They're just trying to get the most out of it, so you might have to just wait a bit for the figure to kind of come down in price. But yeah, there's no wrong way to do it. I always just like to see what people like to do if they pre-order or not. I've kind of gotten away from it, and I think just for that reason that I'm pretty confident either way I can get it without even paying for that high premium. So, all righty. Fun stuff. I appreciate y'all being here. Just make sure you hit the like button. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, we are cruising towards 2,000 subscribers, and I want to hit that goal as quickly as possible and keep the channel growing. I'm probably going to do a giveaway once we hit 2,000. Not sure I can afford to give a figure away yet, but at least a decent Sideshow gift card or something like that I think would be cool. But the next thing that I kind of wanted to talk about was just a little bit about me and, kind of what got me into collecting 6 scale figures. While I tell you my story, I'd love to hear from you in the comments on what got you into 6 scale figures. What did you collect first? What, just what's the aha moment that just got you into it? So when did I start collecting? I started collecting in April of 2020 when COVID hit. I was working from home. Daycare was closed. I had nothing to do. So I actually started this channel in February of 2020 with my buddy Rob. We did a YouTube channel before this called Simple Diversion, and it was actually about cigars and whiskey. So I'm kind of like an old soul like that, where I like to sip on some whiskey and smoke a cigar. So we did that, but the community just was not. They're kind of snooty, stick your nose up at you if you're not an expert, and we kind of got away from it. We kind of stopped doing videos, and then, we were like, oh, what if we do a collectible? Because we do like collectibles. We like Funko Pops. We like some of this other stuff. We're big into superheroes. So we're like, yeah, let's start it up. So if you look at some of the older videos, there's Funko Pops, there's NECA figures, there's artifacts, stuff like that. But then obviously COVID hit, life got in the way, and Rob kind of got busy with stuff, and we've kind of not gone our separate ways, but he's just gotten really busy. So, he could come back and join, but we'll kind of see. But going back to that, so I was watching YouTube videos, and I'm like, Hot Toys. I've heard of them, but I'm not too familiar with them. So I'm like looking at YouTube videos. I'm just like, oh my god, like look at the detail in these things. Like, look at that. He's got like Ben Affleck's got the same mole he's got in real life, and like the face just looks exactly like him. And this doesn't look anything like Funko Pops. And like with Funko Pops, they're cheap and you can buy a ton of them, and you can stack your whole wall and everything. But something about them was, I could never figure out how to like really display them to my liking, like in the box, out of the box. How do you see them? And I think Funko is like the gateway drug to Hot Toys. Like, um, it just kind of it gets you started on collecting, and then you find Hot Toys. And some people have said that about Hot Toys to statues. It's like the gateway drug to getting to statues, and that's probably true. I've definitely been looking at some statues, but again, I don't have the space, so it's not something I'm willing to get into yet. But yeah, so I picked up Batman. The BVS Batman was my first ever Hot Toy, and I remember I got him loose, and he was $250. If you look now, he's going for like, I don't know, 6 plus. And I got him, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened. Like, I have a Hot Toy, and you know, I don't know. I got Darth Vader, and then I got the Terminator, and then the Crow, and I couldn't stop. And I was hooked right away. Like the detail, the realness of these figures is so awesome, and that's what got me into collecting. And then the channel just, my passion started to become Hot Toys, and the channel just kind of leaned more into that. And I've since sold most of my pops. Still have probably like 25, but my passion is six scale figures. And I was even into NECA a little bit. I do have the NECA turtles still, but I've gotten rid of a lot of my NECA figures. Sold that stuff so I could get more Hot Toys figures. And yeah, kind of haven't looked back since. I've been collecting almost 2 years, and I have about 50 figures. I tell myself I don't want to be one of those collectors that the whole room like is wall to wall figures, but man, it's hard to stop because they keep coming out with such cool figures. And then, you don't want to sell all your figures, but if they keep doing like 2.0s, like they're coming out with Anne Hathaway's Catwoman, I can sell mine, get that one. That's cool because I get the better version, but it's not taking up more space. But I'm excited to get the module cases too, because I'll be able to display a lot more of my figures in the same footprint. So, that'll be fun. But yeah, that's kind of a little bit about how the channel started. And kind of, it started as more of like a Funko Pop thing, but quickly changed to Hot Toys when I was able to get my hands on them. So the one good thing that came out of COVID was that I was starting to collect Hot Toys figures. And here we are today. I'm hanging out with you guys, and I just love this community so much more than I do the whiskey and cigar community, because everybody out there is nice. Nobody's really snooty. A couple people maybe, but everybody respects everybody else's tastes in figures. They're helpful, and even other YouTubers out there just seem to be more helpful than snooty. So, I really appreciate that from everybody, and it just makes this community so special and so much fun. So, Medic G says he started collecting 3 years ago, and his first figure was Man of Steel Superman. I said I would never spend that much money on a figure, and now I'm 101 figures in. That is impressive, my friend. Yeah, I said I was only gonna get a couple, and then I think within the first month I had like 5 or 6. And I've really kept up like 2 a month in that pace. And the nice thing is I've had a lot of other collectible stuff that I was able to sell, but I've kind of slowed down. I mean, Christmas I got a lot of figures, but I didn't really buy them all. But I've kind of slowed down a little bit now because I feel like I have mostly everything I want at this point. Obviously, I just watched Justice League, and I might want a couple of those figures, but outside of that, I'm kind of willing to disconnect if I have to. If I need to sell figures to get more, I will. But I know that can be kind of a hard thing too. Jake in the house started collecting as well during COVID, January of 2020. Saw a Sideshow advertisement on Facebook for an Iron Man 43. Said only one, and 14 figures later plus 3 pre-orders. Yeah, that's how it starts. Like, it is definitely a rabbit hole, and it is addicting. Like, there's something about, even like me, like I'm on eBay like daily, just looking for. I got like my list of 5 that I'm like really looking for, and I'll search eBay. I'll search Hot Toys loose just to see if I can get a good deal, and then I'll kind of get the other pieces and put them together. I've gotten some really good deals doing that. So my BVS Batman was loose, like I said, $250. I bought the box for 40, and that was a complete set. Then he came with all the accessories, just didn't have the box. So then look, you get the box, and then your value skyrockets. Han Solo, he's selling for what, $600 now at least. I got him got him loose for $250. And the only thing he was missing was his base, but then I bought the box separately. So I pretty much have the set there. I just don't have the base. So, I mean, but still like $250 plus the $50 or $40 box, and then your value skyrockets. What else did I get loose? Let me take a look. I don't know. I've gotten some other figures. Oh, the Dx14 Joker. I got the figure loose. I got the hat separate, the box separate, the base separate, and then you put it all together, and then your value again skyrockets. If you ever choose to sell it, you can sell it as a set or as a complete set, and then make some money off of it probably. Daniel says 8 years ago, he saw a documentary on Marwin Cole, and I started looking into these adult G.I. Joe figures. Yeah, I mean, I can't remember where I first saw them. I think because I wanted to start the channel, and so I looked at like artifacts, statues. I think they're 1/10 scale, maybe 1/12. Maybe, yeah, probably 1/12. But I don't know where I first saw Hot Toys. I just kind of knew from the community like that they had Hot Toys, and I just remember like watching the 89 Batman and the 89 Joker reviews, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. I'm like, that looks just like Jack Nicholson and Michael Keaton. I'm like, how, like, that is creepy. It's so good. So, Matic G says, I check eBay every day for a good deal on, Yandu. Okay, guys. So I got a story here. I've also, like, Yandu's been on my grail list for a while, and maybe because I've spent money on other figures recently, I don't have the funds, but like there was one that sold a few days ago for $510 with free shipping. Like, that's pretty good for a Yandu, and he was in really good shape. And I almost pulled the trigger. I slept on it. I had it in my watch list. I slept on it, waited till the next morning, and of course by then it was gone, which I was kind of hoping, because I'm like, well, we'll chance it. If it's still there in the morning, I'll buy it. If it's not, thank God. But and then there was another one I'm still watching. I think it maybe ended today. Actually, let me see if I can pull that up. It was, the first bid started at like 500. That ended. It ended today. The first bid was 500. That went to 590 plus. I think it was like $45 for shipping. So you're looking at like 635. So I mean, that's not. It's tough. Like, I try not to spend that kind of money, even if it's something I really want, because I'm like, geez, I could get 3 figures for that price. Yeah, I mean, it's too expensive. Like 500. I was tempted, but like 556. I've spent 6 plus on 2 figures, and don't tell my wife. It was the Nightmare Batman, which obviously his stock has kind of come down a little bit, and then the Terminator, the Dx14. Sold that one, and I got my money back, so I got out of that, just perfectly fine. The Nightmare Batman, I don't plan on ever selling, so it is what it is. I'm not kicking myself, but like 300-400, I can deal with that if it's like something I really want, like a grill. But man, like what else was I looking at? The Han Solo Stormtrooper disguise, 6 plus. I can't do it right now. Maybe if I get a different job and make more money. But man, that is crazy. But yes, I want Yondu too, and hopefully one day, because that head sculpt looks amazing. That's like top 5 all time. So hopefully that one enters the collection soon. He's hoping for a reissue, but I doubt it'll ever happen. I also doubt it will ever happen, just because he's gone now, and I don't see them making it again. But you never know. Speaking of which, before we kind of close things out here, there's one more thing that I wanted to show you guys. And it's this. So Hot Toys posted this 16 hours ago. Expect to see a series of Hot Toys collection based on Marvel Studios' soon-to-be released series and movies covering Moon Knight, I Am Groot, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Thor, Love and Thunder, and more. So they kind of like dropped this. I don't want to make it too big because it might take up my whole screen, but yeah, I mean, obviously we all knew, like, yeah, we're gonna get these characters, but what characters was I holding out on? Yeah, Daniel says, and you got kitties to take care of. That's true. Like this hobby's awesome, but it's really easy to kind of lose yourself in it. So I have learned some things, and I've had to definitely sell some things. Like I bought like 3 or 4 figures in a month, and I'm just like, oh, I looked at my bank account and it's a lot lower than I thought it was. So at that point, it's easy for me to disconnect and say some of these figures got to go, because yeah, I just kind of got carried away. So trying to be a little bit more like set a strict budget, like one a month type of thing, and that's it. But it's just so hard when I'm like looking on eBay like every day, like Hot Toys Star Wars, Hot Toys Batman, Hot Toys Joker, Hot Toys Loose, Hot Toys DC, Marvel. I'm like, oh, what would look good in the collection? So it's tough that way. But yes, you definitely got to be responsible with this hobby. Otherwise, it will make you go broke. You'll probably tap out and probably sell all your figures, and then yeah, it's no good for anybody. So, all right. Yeah, this was a lot of fun tonight. I mean, we could keep going for a couple more minutes. There was one more thing. I was just going to talk about some of these coming soon figures, and will they ever come? Like, I don't know. Let's just go to Sideshow here quick. We'll probably bolt out of here in the next 10 minutes or so, because my voice is going for some reason, and you guys are probably like, dude, this guy's like hacking up a lung, and get your crap together. All right. Oh, by the way, I probably made another mistake too. So I was on the wait list for Venom, and I actually was able to convert it, but I didn't. Just because like the Venom movie was okay, but I just was never really into the movie. And I know the figure is really hot right now, but I can't just get a figure because it looks cool or because it's the hot thing. Like, I have to like it. I have to be connected to it in order to get a figure. So I passed. Like, I thought about I thought about buying it and then just selling it right away and making $100, but I'm like, nah, I'm not really into that. So I actually passed on the Venom wait list that I actually got, but I don't know. I don't think I'll regret it. So, oh, what's up, Michael? How many Maju cases do you have coming in? I have 8. Excuse me. I have 8 of the basically the 6 scale size coming in. I can show you what I got here. In 1 second, let me just add this. If it loads, but it was basically a walled set of 4, 4 and 4, so 8 total, and they were just the 6 scale series. The whatever, that's not loading. All right, let's go back to here. So yeah, I ordered them in May of 2021. They were supposed to ship Q4, and obviously I got a delay notice. And then the dude, what's his name? Is it Brian? I don't know. The guy from Educase reached out to me, and he could have sent me 4 units at the end of the year, but I'm switching over my whole display. So I'm like, well, it doesn't really help me because I need to switch the whole thing, and I only have half of what I need. So I just said I'll wait. It's supposed to come in Q1, so I figured by February, if I don't hear anything, I'm going to reach back out and see when that's coming. This is a smart guy right here. Daniel says he only looks when he has the money to spend. Yeah, it's tough for me because my kids are so young too, or they're kind of like when they're watching YouTube, like I got nothing else to do. We're watching kids play with toys. And I'm like, go play with your own toys. But they're watching these shows that I have no interest in. So I'm like, I'll just go on eBay and look for figures on my phone. And yeah, that's how we get into some trouble, I guess. All right. Yep. Yeah. Looking back, I probably should have gotten the bigger ones, but obviously Maju cases are super expensive. So I got what I thought I needed and didn't want to spend like a huge amount of money. So looking back now, I probably would have gotten a little bit of the taller ones where you could fit more like quarter scale in, because that's another thing I've been eyeing up is a couple of quarter scale figures. Haven't pulled the trigger yet, but the 6 scale will be fine. It's just you're not going to be able to fit. I think my turtles will fit in there, but I don't think you'll fit any quarter scale. So just keep that in mind if you're going to be purchasing some Maju cases. But so the really quickly here before we kind of wrap things up, and maybe again, I've only been collecting since beginning of 2020, so maybe you more seasoned collectors out there can help me with this. We have images here of coming soon figures, but it doesn't guarantee Hot Toys is actually going to make them because some of these have been sitting here for a long time. Padme being one of them. Luke Skywalker, everybody's been waiting for. One that I'm waiting for is Mantis because I'm a huge Guardians of the Galaxy fan. So I don't understand why Hot Toys shows these prototypes and says coming soon, but then decides maybe later that they're not even going to release it. I don't know if maybe because the reaction isn't what they thought it would be. People don't really care as much. But like Mantis, like, come on, dude. Like, this thing's been coming soon since what, 2019? And I'm sure some of these other ones, like Captain Marvel, when that came out, we're never going to get all of the other team suit uh, Avengers, I'm sure. But like, does anybody know what the reason is why these coming soon figures sit for so long? Like, they should just like market like maybe coming sometime in the future between now and 3 years from now, because I want Mantis. I've been wanting this figure for a long time to add to the Guardians of the Galaxy. And yeah, SDCC 2019 coming soon. I've RSVP'd and I've heard nothing. Come on. Yeah, I mean, like, Bespin Luke, like, I got to this, obviously, this figure too late, and his price was already high. 2019 coming soon. Okay, well, we're in 2022 now. And this is Star Wars. This is OG Star Wars. What's the holdup on Luke? Like, this is a moneymaker. Like you see your figures going way up in price, so why wouldn't you want to get back into that game and collect, more money off of these figures? I know the Starfighter's been coming soon for quite a long time. That looks pretty sick. We really don't have too many, if any, sixth scale Star Wars vehicles. 2019. So, if anybody knows any rhyme or reason with some of these figures, let me know in the comments because I am at a loss for words. Like, are what's the deal? Like, we got Cobb Vanth. This was 2021, so you could go 3 more years. They might not make him, or they might just never make him ever. Like, do they once it hits like 3 years and we haven't done it, do they just say, well, let's just take it off the site because we're not going to be making this one? So I'm curious to know if you guys have any thoughts, because some of these figures I'd love to have. Let's see. Obi-Wan, we don't have the year that one came out. It looks like 2020 Sideshow Con. But this one too, I wouldn't think would be too hard. They pretty much have the sculpt. Let's see what you guys think here. Michael says Bespin Luke is a must. I'm waiting on that. Yeah, I know a lot of people have been waiting on that forever, and with good reason, because that 2-pack is just super expensive now. Jake says we need a Valkyrie. Yes, that'd be cool too. I would definitely be up for that. Coming soon equals the Island of Lost Figures. Yeah, it's almost like they've gotten forgotten because they're just at the back of Sideshow's pages as well. And Michael says, wow, it's been that long. 2019. I know it's like 3 years. Come on. Mac G says the only figure I've seen coming soon that converted to pre-order was Cyborg. Exactly. Yeah, Cyborg was a while. Not to make many for some reason. Yeah, I might get Cyborg too now that I'm kind of getting back into Justice League. I have no idea. They just keep releasing Iron Mans. I do wish Hot Toys would branch out a little bit here. And I understand Spider-Man and Iron Man are the money makers, but like in my opinion, like I'd love to hear what you guys think. What's a figure like that you're just like, come on, Hot Toys, why have you not made this yet? For me, it's Catwoman and Penguin from 1992's Batman Returns. Like, you made Batman, like you got Batman and Joker from the 89. You're making Val Kilmer and Robin from Batman Forever, but we can't get a Penguin in a Catwoman. And I don't know if that's because of licensing or whatnot, but yeah, it's like I like it that they made Pennywise, and I'm hoping a lot of people purchase Pennywise so that we can kind of just show Hot Toys, yeah, you can make these other figures and we'll buy them and we'll support them. You can do things other than 100 Iron Man figures and 100 Spider-Man figures. And, so yeah, just, I guess, vote with your wallet, as they say. J Toys, what's up? They says will there be a reissue of Count Dooku? I missed it. I don't see that happening. I don't think so. Again, if you guys are familiar with Kiko Collects, he's another YouTuber out there. He actually just did a video on people thinking all these reissues are coming. And if you look at the stats, it's really like 3% of figures have been reissued. So it's very slim. And I just don't see the demand for Count Dooku. Plus, I just don't see that one coming back. So sorry, I don't think so. Catwoman Penguin is a must. Why Hot Toys? I know, like, it's like my childhood. Hot Toys teased us with Nightwing. It doesn't make sense. That's what they do. They tease, and then if it's not to their liking, they pull it. Yes, they are releasing Michelle Catwoman statues now too. Yeah, that quarter scale statue from is it Tweeterhead? That thing looks cool. If that was 6th scale, I would have picked that up, but it's quarter scale, so I had to pass. But that thing looks magnificent. Padme. Well, I know Padme. I know, and like she's like a pretty much a main character. Like, what is this? Oh, the quantum travel. I didn't even see this one. That's a big piece. 2019. Coming soon. Coming soon, everybody. You might be dead by the time it comes out, but it'll come soon. Yeah, I don't know. With some of these movies coming out too, I'm definitely going to hold off on buying some of these figures. I'm trying to think off the top of my head which ones I wanted that I think I can wait on. Oh, I was talking about earlier Aquaman and Flash, but we got to remember there's a new Flash movie coming and a new Aquaman. So if I can't get those for the right price, I'll just wait and then piece the Justice League figures together because I'm not going to get the Justice League Wonder Woman. I just won't do it. It's too Barbie for me. I'm going to wait for that sculpted hair version to come out, and I'm excited for that one. So hopefully that one doesn't get delayed anymore either. But if I have to, like I thought about getting the Aquaman solo movie and putting that one in. I don't like that one though. I'd prefer Justice League, even though I know there's some issues with that figure as well. But and I'll have BVS Batman as my main Batman for the Justice League too, because man, the price of Justice League Batman is like $650 as well now. So like, if you missed out on that, good luck getting that one because those Justice League figures, the Batmans are really just skyrocketing. So hey, that's good though. I mean, DC needs some love out there too. So more power to DC. All right. Well, yeah, this was a lot of fun. We kind of went longer than I thought we would. Appreciate everybody watching. I always love doing this with you guys. It's just a fun way to interact. I learn things from you guys, and hopefully you learn a thing or two from me, or just enjoy hanging out. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm trying to think. So Wonder Woman 84 Golden Armor was planning on coming out this week. That's not going to happen unless she shows up tomorrow or the next day. Outside of that, I don't have a video on tap because I was really holding out for that Wonder Woman. And I've kind of been doing some of my videos, on here live with you guys just so we can interact. So I'll have to think of something else to try and push out later this week. But yeah, in the meantime, again, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. On to 2,000. Appreciate each and every one of you guys for hopping on here with me tonight. Michael says, I'm glad I caught you this week. This was fun. It is fun. I enjoy this. I like kind of just looking at the market. I'm kind of just looking at some of these figures, seeing what everybody else likes out there. But appreciate each and every one of you for stopping by the show tonight. All right, guys. Well, hey, sleep tight. Oh, hold on here. We got Bobby Ray in the house. Where can I find the acrylic cylinders to display head sculpts? Not easy to find. If anybody knows, let Bobby know. I've looked for those on eBay, and I've had a hard time finding those as well. I'm sure you could make something from acrylic, but you'd have to be kind of creative. Maybe YouTube, something like that. Search for that as well, and that might help you out. But yeah. Anyways, stay safe out there, guys. Sleep tight, stay warm, kiss your loved ones goodnight. Until next time, we'll see you soon. See you guys later.